Hi, this is Shannon with OG Spin Dash Productions, formerly Sonic70o, and this is the top 10 moments in Sonic games. Now, moments are not necessarily limited to cutscenes or levels, but any segment of time that the player experienced playing a game featuring Sonic. Feel free to disagree with this list, as I'm sure my experiences playing these games differ greatly from your own. Starting off the list at number 10 is the opening sequence from Sonic Unleashed. Now, this is one of the best CG cutscenes in the series. It features only two characters, the two characters who started it all, Sonic and Robotnik. This is not only a great cutscene showing fans what they love, but it feels like an apology from Sonic Team, this game being the first major console release after Sonic 06. Obviously, this game received a lot of mixed feedback, and it seems Sonic Team repeated this trope of series revitalization and featuring minimal playable characters afterwards. But what a way to turn the page after Sonic 06. Next up at number 9 is the Stardust Speedway race with Metal Sonic and Sonic CD. Now, this race sequence was a bit of a letdown from a gameplay standpoint, but what was more important was the introduction of a new villain that was not Robotnik. Metal Sonic was Sonic's first physically comparable rival that was still associated with Robotnik. Metal Sonic frequently is referred to as his greatest invention. Now, Silver Sonic from Sonic 2 would be on this list, but I don't believe Sonic 2 had much of a build-up to the villain or placed as much emphasis on him as Sonic CD did with Metal. Number 8 is Sonic Adventure 2's Hero Side opening level, City Escape. If this level shows anything, it is the progression of the series. This opening is a complete contrast to Sonic Adventure 1, as it begins with Sonic being held captive by the military. Plus, it's our first time seeing Sonic's new model, his new soap shoes, and one of the greatest action stages in the series, not to mention the music. Lava Reef Act 2's boss from Sonic & Knuckles holds the number 7 spot on this list. This section is one of the more underrated sequences, I think, of Sonic 3 and Knuckles in its entirety. It starts off by the player climbing a long path of stairs where Knuckles waits at the top to punch a boulder, forcing Sonic to fall off to Lava Reef's core. The player then must navigate through a scrolling section while avoiding a stream of rockets with the Death Egg looming in the background. The player then descends down a waterfall of lava on a small platform to face Robotnik once again. This section really lets the player know they're coming up to the end game and gives them a small taste of what's to come. The tension of this section is then soothed with Hidden Palace Zone and Sky Sanctuary, as they provide a brief cooldown before the game's true finale. Number 6 is Shadow's death sequence in Sonic Adventure 2. If one couldn't already tell, Sonic Adventure 2 is much darker than the previous titles, and this really proves it. This sequence, it completes Shadow's character arc as he sacrifices himself to make peace with Maria's death and her final wishes. Obviously, Shadow is brought back in future games, making all of that, what I just said, irrelevant, but let it be known that that wasn't originally intended at the time of Sonic Adventure 2's development. What is also really cool is the final scene of Sonic Adventure 2 kind of shows the quieter side of Sonic's character, which we never really get to see much more in future games. Coming in at number 5 is entering Casino Night Zone for the first time in Sonic 2. This level really made a statement that Sonic was trying to appeal to older children by showing it wasn't afraid to incorporate more adult themes into its games. Plus, this is also, I just think, is a very aesthetically pleasing level and probably the second most iconic Sonic level, apart from, of course, Green Hill Zone. Coming in at the number 4 spot is Sonic 2's ending. Sonic 1 was a good game, but Sonic 2's finale shows that it was the truly superior game to its predecessor from beginning to end. Sonic 2 ends with the player fighting the biggest Robotnik mech thus far in the series. Afterwards, Sonic is shown falling towards the earth where he is picked up by Tails flying the tornado, or if the player is able to obtain all 7 Chaos Emeralds, he is Super Sonic flying next to the tornado, all while the ending theme Sweet Dream is playing. This ending shows that Sonic 1's success was not an accident and Sega had come to play, and that the games were only going to get better. Coming in at number 3 is InGame Super Forms. These were introduced in Sonic 2 as Sonic could turn super by completing all 7 special stages and then double jumping once obtaining 50 rings to turn super. This brought about a whole new level of achievement and a huge payoff as Super Sonic was invincible, could jump higher, and move faster. although he was not too overpowered, as every second one ring would be drained from the player's ring count to balance out this advantage. The in-game super form was also given to characters like Tails and Knuckles and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and also reintroduced in Sonic Colors by popular demand. Number 2 on the list is an event that truly forever changed the series, and that is the introduction of Shadow the Hedgehog after SA2's first level on the hero side, City Escape. New characters were nothing new at this point in the series, but Sonic Adventure 1 didn't really leave fans fully satisfied, as the only playable characters they got were an obese purple cat and one of Eggman's sickest robots, Gamma. Gamma was actually awesome, but I guess not awesome enough because he wasn't brought back to life like Shadow was, so whatever. Anyway, Shadow's introduction mystified and excited fans as Sonic was gaining another physically adept rival, similar to how he did with Metal Sonic 8 years earlier. The reason this event is so high up on this list is because Shadow was not simply another soulless robot copy, not that Metal Sonic really was completely that. Shadow was an independent character. He had his own personality, his own drives, and a well thought out backstory. Again, I say this all in the context of Sonic Adventure 2. Shadow's own game in 2005 adds some additional elements to his backstory, that of which I'm not going to count as relevant to this point. Those additional elements being that he was bred from aliens. Finally, at number 1 is what I think is truly the pinnacle of the entire series. There's not been any moment while playing a Sonic game where I was truly more impressed than the first time playing the Doomsday Zone in Sonic & Knuckles. The player's reward in Sonic 1 for obtaining all Chaos Emeralds was kind of a letdown. Sonic 2 stepped it up with Super Sonic. Sonic & Knuckles perfected this payoff with not only a playable Super Sonic, but an additional level after Death Egg Zone. If the player is playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles, they gain access to more special stages, where they can obtain the Super Emeralds to get Hyper Sonic, Super Tails, and Hyper Knuckles, and play Doomsday Zone in Hyper form, only as Sonic though. Personally, I think S3 and K Hyper Sonic Doomsday Zone ending is the way to go. You get the biggest payoff for the giant adventure of the 13 zones and 14 special stages you just completed. This moment really exemplifies how a game should reward a player for completion of additional tasks. The Blue Sphere Special Stage minigame in S3 and K is fun by itself, but knowing how great the payoff will be makes playing that minigame just so much better. The zone itself is pretty simple, as it's just avoiding asteroids and ramming into Robotnik's mech while keeping up your ring count. Although the scale and build up to this moment make it feel all the more rewarding, as Robotnik is truly running on empty and pulling out all the stops as he goes from one machine to another. Sonic Team repeated this trope in several games following S3 and K, including Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, Sonic Unleashed, and so on. While I have enjoyed some of these, I don't think any of them quite matched up to the original. Obviously, there was a lot of great moments I had to cut out of this list, so here's some honorable mentions I'm going to put on screen real quick. Please let me know your own favorite moments in the comments, as I'm sure my opinions are much different from your own. Until next time, this is Shannon from OG Spin Dash Productions. See you in my next video.